Hey everybody, welcome back to Teenage Therapy. I'm Gael.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Mark.
Welcome back to the podcast. If
What is on your head, Gail?
what is on my head? That's a great question.
Whoa.
I got a haircut and it was not the greatest, so I'm gonna hide my hair. So if you're wondering what's on my head, that's the reasoning for
How
it.
long are you gonna hide it for?
Until it looks good, until I could do something with it. Oh my god, it's so bad. Like the haircut,
Dumbo.
they cut it so short that it's like an awkward length where you can't really do anything with it. Can't even like style it back, forward,
Did you have
front,
like a
left.
reference photo?
I did. You want to see it?
You did.
Yeah,
Let me show you
I
my reference
honestly,
photo.
I didn't think the haircut was bad, but
Until
once
the
I saw it, like
The reference photo.
the reference photo, then I was
Because
like,
my hair,
okay,
I saw
could
this
see.
dude's TikTok, and he had like hair that like was similar to mine in texture. It was like straight, long, and like flat. Very fine, and I thought it looked good. I was like, that's what I'm gonna get, right? Just gonna cut the sides, like cut the hair back so I can pull it back. Right?
Live reaction caught on camera.
Does that look like my hair? No, you're not lifting.
It doesn't.
So I'm reminiscing on when I had long hair.
Oh.
And speaking about reminiscing, guys, this
Nice
episode's
segue.
about nostalgia. I asked you guys on Discord to send us questions and stuff, so hopefully you guys send some. Go join the Discord, by the way, teenagetherapy.com. Go on the Discord link. So if you don't know, in last week's Green Room, since you guys know we go live on Spotify Green Room every Sunday at 6 p.m. PST.
Spotify.
I know, go on Instagram if you want to check out the details. We went live and we were kind of talking about a little bit of everything, and then it evolved into talking about high school and like school lunch and just talking about high school memories and all that. And something I've been wanting to talk about for a while is nostalgia, which I still can't even say like nostalgia.
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 That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah, nostalgia and like reminiscing. It's something I'm very passionate about because too much nostalgia and allowing yourself to be nostalgic.
Nostalgic?
Nostalgic. Yeah, every TikTok clip or every like clip of this, I'm just gonna be mispronouncing it. Nostalgic. I find myself that I don't like to allow myself to be nostalgic because it like puts you in a bad mood because it takes you away from the present and into the past, and that could be really dangerous if you spend a lot of time reminiscing about the past and like all the good times you had. And so for that reason, I don't like to do it often. But recently I've been mindfully and carefully allowing myself to indulge in the thoughts of the past because I think it's fun every once in a while when you like want to kind of, I guess, close a chapter. Oh my god, I hate when people say that. I'm like closing, the chapter in this book is closed. I'm closing a chapter. No, but like I think we're in a very different part of our lives now. School, after high school, before high school, those are very different. So every once in a while, I actually do like to take time to think back about like everything good that happened before, just so I could appreciate it. And like, I guess almost kind of get me excited for the future.
Are there any moments specifically that you like go back to?
I've been missing the simplicity of high school a lot. I've been watching some coming of age animes, like slice of life anime, and in these animes the plot is always like there's a romantic interest, there's a group of friends, and there's the main protagonist that wants to get his romantic interest to be interested in him, right? He wants to ask out a crush or something, and the whole anime, like it's like 13 fucking episodes of just like them like going to high school and be like, should I talk to her today, tomorrow? Let me go to her house, let's go on a date. Oh, we're meeting up tomorrow, we're going to the beach, we're gonna go see the firework festival. And that's just so like simple.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
So cute.
I know.
I also saw this K-drama that was also like slice of life, and it was just so fun like seeing the characters interact with other characters. And I think that's what I sort of look for when I would reminisce, just see how like everybody interacted and how past friendships and relationships are.
Yeah, it's just so simple. And I guess like, because if I remember back on high school, there was a lot of days where like all my day was just like I was worrying about like, oh no, like what friends am I going to talk to? Who am I going to meet? Like I have practice, I don't do this. I don't know, something about that was really simple. Because as you grow up, the issues you worry about become, I guess, more complex, or as some people say, like more like real adult stuff. Because obviously, you know, high school is a very stressful time for a lot of people. There's like bad moments and stuff, and yeah, I know that, but it's still nice to think back. Because even though there were real problems, it was still very simple. I kind of miss that sometimes.
I don't know. High school just wasn't really like that. Like, yeah, I had a lot of good memories, but for the most part, I really was unhappy with myself and the situation I was like in, and you know, going to high school, and just everything about it was just, I don't know. I really, really hated that time in my life. But I do remember when I was really, really depressed and my mental health was not doing so good. I would reminisce a lot. Like, I feel like I spent more time in the past than I did in the present. And it was because all I wanted was to go back to a better time, because I was going through such like a horrible time that like I was holding on to these really good and blissful moments to like keep me going, to, I don't know, to make me feel happy, I guess. I know it's really detrimental because obviously the past is the past, and the people in those memories are different people now, and it's like a completely different circumstance and dynamic, and it's not the same, and it could never ever be the same. And for me, I remember life was so good during that time in my life, and all I wanted was the same for me now. So yeah, I reminisced a lot, and it's really bad. I feel like the main thing about the main problem that my therapist and I were trying to solve were just stop thinking about the past so much and really focus on the present. With that, I was also holding like a lot of emotional baggage from the past. Like, had a lot of resentment for things, and I never really let stuff go. So focusing on the present is very, very important. And going about it is really difficult, but I think it's just a really big and long process. Like, as soon as my mental health got better, like nowadays, I never ever reminisce, like ever. I'm always in the present. Sure, I'll maybe think of like a good memory, but for the most part, like, I never ever reminisce. I don't really feel nostalgic about anything because life is going really well for me. And I don't feel the need to. Like, I'm making the memories right now, you know?
I'm more like you, Thomas, where it's like I don't reminisce that much, and I think a big part of it is because I like where I am now better than where I was like in the past. And like even with high school, like when I think of high school, the first things that I think about are like the bad things that happened first, and then I think of like, okay, the good things. But even then, I don't really think about it. It's like there's no need for me to. I mean, yeah, it was simple. It was like I had my routine. I would ask my sister for rides, like, oh, can you give the podcast a ride? You know, like none of us could drive. It was very like simple and innocent. But it's just, I like where I am now. I mean, lots more responsibilities, but I don't know. I like it better.
Yeah, like it was a really nice time at some points. Like, I have a lot of good memories from high school. It's just it's the past. You know, I'll cherish those memories, but there's no reason for me to keep thinking about them and hold on to them.
Yeah, I think the thing that like I do reminisce about the most is probably like this summer. Like I'll just be on my camera roll, like I'll be trying to search for like a picture or something, and then I see videos and pictures from like Tahoe, or you know, when we had like our little trips, and that'll make me like very nostalgic. Mark, just kidding.
Wow,
we've been doing this for years.
For years. I'm sorry, I don't look back, so
Oh, okay,
I'm just kidding.
I don't learn from my mistakes.
I know. But yeah, just like Lake Tahoe was a very, very nice time for me.
Yeah.
And if I were to reminisce, it would be about that.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. That's so funny, Mark. I don't look back because I don't like learning from my mistakes, because we keep things in the past. We focus on the present.
I think that's one important thing about looking at the past. Ironically enough, you learn from it.
I know it's bad, but it's very valuable as well. I think the thing that people miss from high school the most is not necessarily high school and the school part of it, is people miss their own bubble. It's very tight knit. You're basically with the same community.
Yeah.
And that's what really shows how important having community around you is. Because like I always say, humans are built for fucking community. We're built for social interactions to be in our tribes. It is facts. And I shouldn't apologize for facts.
Yeah.
Facts over feelings, huh?
Yeah.
Did someone not agree with you?
No, but like I feel like I'm always
we're on your side, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always like,
we have
guys,
never said anything.
I'm a social creature, so I repeat myself often. Anyways, yeah. So people miss the community. You're in your own bubble. For a lot of people who don't move and are lucky enough to be in the same area, most of the people around you stay the same. Since elementary up until high school, you see very familiar faces, and you start to develop, I guess, personas for everyone. You know kind of who does what, you know, who has, you know, who knows who, and you know a lot of these people, and there's like shared cultural experiences, I guess. There's shared memories that kind of like spread around your community or your bubble. And that's something that people really miss, because once you go into college, you become an adult, your bubble only gets smaller, your community gets smaller, and if you're very unlucky, you might not even have one at all. You have 2 to 3 close friends in your family, and, you know, not necessarily this big group of people who all kind of know each other. And so I think the reason a lot of people look back to college and high school as like really great years is because there's constant social interaction. There's a stable community that develops, at least for, you know, if you're in college 4 years, or if you're in high school, there's going to be that community for like 6 years. So that's definitely something that is important when you realize, like, why do I miss these years so much? And if you try to recreate it, it's kind of just community. You really like that sense of being around people who are familiar to you. It's very comforting knowing that, like, you know no one there is like gonna kill you or something, I guess. I don't know, or like a really terrible person, and if you do, you know to stay away. But when you don't know that community, it's like constantly trying to figure out, who can I trust, who can I not trust. So that's one part of it. But yeah, staying in the past is dangerous. Looking too far in the future is dangerous. The present is all we can control, and the only place we should be.
I think a really common like thing for people to reminisce a lot is relationships, because when people get into relationships while they're young, like, they grow a super strong attachment. Like, it's not necessarily love. Like, it is love, but it's more like
Codependency.
Yeah, codependency. And then
What's that?
When you like rely on that person for like everything, like it's like you're not even your own person anymore. It's like you guys do everything together and stuff like that. So that's a lot of relationships in high school, middle school, whatever. And unfortunately, like, the first few months of these relationships, they're really good for a lot of people. Like, people usually think that these are like the most blissful years of like months or whatever of their life, just because it is very pure. Like, you're loving somebody with all your heart, very pure, like nothing. Because, you know, after your first relationship, you don't really have that like kind of ability to love that hard because of your experiences in the past. But when you haven't experienced love and you are for the first time, you can get attached to it really fast and grow a super strong bond to it. And I think it prevents a lot of people from moving forward with their lives, because all they do is like, it's not like, things change, obviously life changes, and they're still gripping onto that time. Like, they still think that that person and them can make things work and go back to that time, or, you know, stuff like that. And it's just not gonna happen. Like, it's it's so easy to reminisce relationships, but
it's especially dangerous if you try to recreate it.
yeah, exactly. But like they're different people. I think that's one thing that people have a hard time like coming to terms with, is that they're different people. Like you guys got into a relationship while you guys were really young, while you guys were still developing your personalities and your identities. So obviously over time that's gonna change and that's gonna grow. And your relationship might not grow with it, and that's completely okay. Like you don't need to hold on to that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, just bring that out there.
I often find people stay in relationships just because of the past.
Exactly. Like because they had such
Long history.
and such like a good, like they hold on to good memories, like a few good memories, to like stay in insufferable relationships,
Yeah.
like toxic. It's horrible because they think that those good memories are just gonna come back again. And sure, memories, can be made again, but it's not worth it. Like, it's not sustainable. It's just going to hurt both the people in the long run. So,
Yeah. Reminiscing and stuff affects so many like parts of the areas. And somebody in our Discord was talking about like that they reminiscing a lot on like old things from their childhood, like music boxes or like stuffed animals or toys, and they remember like how simple things used to be. It's definitely interesting reminiscing on your high school, because it's like, damn it, I can never get that back, bro. It was so blissful. I did nothing all day and I didn't have to worry about anything.
are you sure? Like,
I don't. Well, Joe, you had like bad years, right, in high school?
Oh yeah, but this I'm talking about like being like 6 and 8.
Oh, okay.
Those were good.
Like just painting
times.
with my
Yeah.
mom in the park on a little picnic and just drawing
That's
crayons.
nice.
Yeah, like today, it's actually funny. Today I saw the mom of like one of my like childhood friends, and I was like, oh my god, that's so weird. I didn't see like my friend themselves, but like I saw their mom, and it just made me think. I was like, oh, that was very cute. Like I wonder if they still recognize me.
Probably. Sure they didn't forget.
I think they do, but they just didn't see me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not gonna go out of my way. So
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it's very cute thinking about all this stuff in your childhood.
and I do like to keep things like from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I guess that's the hoarder in me, but I just like to keep little things like from when I was a little kid, and then looking at them, I'm like, oh, it's kind of sad.
That was so cute.
Yeah.
I know. And every time I see little kids with their moms and they're just walking, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I was at a family party the other day, and I just saw like all the little cousins just running around playing, and then I just remember that was me.
That was you.
I know. Yeah, I reminisce on, like I said before, like my relationships with like family members and other like little kids, or when I was a little kid, and when they're little kids,
Yeah.
and how we would just go like playing around and stuff. I
think whenever like I reminisce about childhood things, it's not necessarily like, oh, I want to go back to that time. It just makes me really appreciative of like, everything. Like, it's like, I want to go back, but I'm very happy about it. And
The thought of going back is dreadful, because
No,
like
no,
you
it's
couldn't
so
do
dry.
anything besides just sit there and watch TV if you were bored.
but
Just wait for the
ignorance
day
is so
turn.
bliss.
I know. It was.
I think it's nice because
I hate
it
not being clueless.
it really like it shows me what I value. You know,
Mhm.
like when I saw those like little kids playing around, it just shows me that I value like a strong sense of family. I don't like saying that, but it's really true.
Wait, why don't you like saying that?
I don't know. I think that's just so corny.
It is a little
Oh.
corny.
Family
It is very corny,
values.
but it's cute.
Yeah.
It is cute. Yeah, there's a lot of things. I also like reminisce sometimes on like on people too. That's a very big thing. People I used to know, people I no longer know, people I like used to know then, but like I still know now, but like everyone changed and maybe we haven't talked in a while. Or if we still talk and stuff. Because it's like, especially it's even worse when you like see someone that like used to like, thankfully I haven't really experienced this, but like I can't imagine how like sad it would be to see like maybe it's like a childhood friend or someone you used to be really good friends with in high school, and then they kind of just start going downhill, whether it's like mental health or like drug abuse and stuff like that, substance abuse. Like that must be heartbreaking to see, because it's like you're losing someone, but you don't get the closure because they're still there. So it's just like constant hope that like the person you like once knew could come back.
That is scary.
It is really scary.
Have you guys experienced that?
Yeah. But I guess it was only for like a certain time period, and then they got better.
Same. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but I'm very grateful that they did get better, because it's just scary. It's like you just wish that they could have grown like on a similar path as you, but it's just there's nothing you could have done.
Yeah.
Like you can't take care of them,
Mm-hmm.
They're their own person.
It's crazy because like you guys started at the same spot, or relatively like on the same level, but it was just a series of events that led the other person like the wrong way.
I hate when people don't grow with me. That makes me really sad.
No, like I just wish that everybody can have like the same, opportunities and
success,
yes,
fulfillment. Right? Yeah, it is really sad. Like I this is something I think about a lot, and I used to like even think about it back in high school. I'd just be like, damn, not everyone here is gonna be successful and accomplish all their dreams. Like a lot of people here would like quote unquote like fail. They won't do what they wanted to do. They'll just like, I guess, I don't know, blend into the background of society. I don't know, that makes me feel really weird, because I feel like if you look at like movies or something, it's often like everyone went on to be successful and they all are like are really happy and conquered all the dreams. But like, no, some people don't. Like they might become homeless, or they might be faced with like some really terrible tragedy, and it sucks, because you all started in the same place, and you can't really push them to go forward, I guess. And it's especially like weird to see, when it comes to like, I guess, people you've known for like years and years, and it's like, we all started here, right? Like, why didn't we all go this way?
Yeah, it just makes you like recognize your privilege, and like you should be like a lot more grateful than you are. Because I felt that way sometimes, where like some of my friends, I realized like they didn't have the same experiences as me, and I just like, it made me realize I took a lot of things for granted.
And it's really sad, because like the people that you know from high school, at least for me, I've known them for like a long time, like elementary, middle school. And so it's like to go from being like 10 or 13 to being 18, that's like huge years of just like growing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just seeing like the same people around you. And it's like once you graduate, it's a little bittersweet. It's like, well, that's it, It's like I probably won't see them again. You just have to like wish them the best. Like that was it.
Hope they do good.
Yeah, I really do hope that like they're able to accomplish what they want, and they don't give up. But I don't know. We'll have to see in our reunion.
I know. It's 10-year reunion. Excited for that.
Would you guys go?
Yes.
I really don't know.
I definitely would. I'd be so curious.
Where would I be in 10 years? I don't know.
I'd be so curious to see what everyone's doing.
I already just left high school behind. Like
I feel like that's... I don't think... I think leaving high school doesn't mean like, I guess, disassociating from it. Like I think it's cool seeing your memories.
Yeah.
Going back to your high school reunion, I don't know if that necessarily signifies like, oh, you haven't moved on. Like, no.
I don't think that.
Yeah,
it's definitely cool to like. I wish I could see where everyone ends up. Like, there's nothing more I want than to have like an end credits that's like, okay, he ended up doing this. He ended up doing this. I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. Like, never would have expected
people
that.
Better go. Like, we're going. We're all going.
We all going.
We're all going.
Yeah.
We're all going.
It's just like, don't have that urge. Like, it's like
really.
Like, I don't really care. Or
maybe it's like
I wish the best for them.
Yeah.
I wish the best for them, but like I have no interest in like what they will end up doing.
Well, if I'm living in like a different state or area, I won't be flying.
They
back.
welcome me in New York.
Really?
I know. I was like, I don't know if I would fly back.
Even motherfucking Kim Kardashian took her private jet to her high school reunion.
Because it's Kim Kardashian.
Exactly. Did she leave high school behind? No.
She has a private jet.
Exactly. We're gonna have private jets. Let's hope.
Manifesting.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's gonna be trippy, but I'm honestly excited for that. I'm very curious.
Even like a few like even a year after, it's still like, what are you up to?
It is. It
Like,
really
what are you
is.
doing? Like, how are you doing?
What's happening?
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah. Another thing that like is something I've been thinking about a lot recently is when you see someone, I don't know if we technically talked about this, but it's really weird when you see someone turn into something that you no longer can like either like support or like relate to, like one of those, right? So seeing someone go from someone like that you used to either admire or respect or just be able to like get along really well with, and then it's like slowly change and grow through their own personal experiences, and their environment shapes them to be someone that like you just, it's not someone you would associate with. That's really weird. Like we said earlier, you're kind of grieving someone while they're still there, and so like your brain is telling you like, it's because you have your perception of what they're like, especially if you haven't spoken in a long time or you don't speak as much. Your brain probably like tells you like, you know, this is them. Like you have your experiences that you made your judgment on as to who they were as a person, and you built that character for them. And then when you actually like talk to them or whatever, you realize like that's not who they are at all. So it kind of leaves you trying to constantly erase the old self and build a new perception of them, and slowly realizing that this new person isn't someone that you want to associate with. And that's really weird. It's like a very odd feeling. Like it gives you that same sense of like reminiscing on like, damn, like I miss who you used to be, or at least how we like used to get along, or just like the memories you used to have with them. And it's like that can no longer be replicated. Like it's like, yeah, it's just like losing a person. But it's trippy because they're still technically there.
No, yeah, like it's the most frustrating thing to like see people change.
Mm-hmm.
Like
when they change, like not according to like how you thought they would.
Yeah, like it's like they were just such a different person when you guys first met, and then over time, like now it's someone completely different. And even though you try and hold on to that idea that you had of that person, they grew out of it. Like that's not the same person, and there's nothing to do but to move on. Like you can't change them. And I agree. It's really hard and difficult.
Realizing you don't like that new person is difficult. For sure.
I want to get back to when you talked about like a bubble and people staying in the bubble. I think it's really important to expand yourself outside of the bubble, because sometimes if you stay too long inside, you really don't have much experience to base your decisions and opinions on. And I think it's just really good to like just expand yourself and open yourself to a new world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, like surrounding yourself with like new people.
Yeah.
It helps you grow a lot.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It just makes you, I don't know. It's good. I like people who kind of stay in the same friend groups like their entire lives. It's pretty crazy because I mean they all kind of like stop each other from growing in a way. Like I don't know. Maybe that's not the case for everybody.
Yeah. I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah, but for the most part, I think a lot of the times when people's like are just always around the same people, then they don't really get the chance to change.
Yeah, and sometimes it could be like toxic too, because I don't know. This is speaking from like a personal experience. Actually, no, never mind. I could get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
Just
Really? You can leave out names.
Yeah, just don't say names.
NDA. Sign an NDA.
Get in trouble.
Okay,
Juicy
so
Christmas episode.
no, it just sucks because like I don't know. You see these people just hang out, know each other for so long, and turns out they don't. But then they still like find themselves like in the same spot where they're still hanging out with each other, solely because of what? Because maybe nostalgia, or maybe that's only what they know, what they're comfortable with. It's pretty sad, pretty disheartening.
Yeah, and I think especially if like you're not going to like a different college, like not the local community college, or
Yeah.
like a Cal State or whatever for us. But like if you're not going away for college, I can imagine that it's a lot more difficult to remove yourself
Yeah.
from those bubbles
Mm-hmm.
and surround yourself with new people, because you're literally still with the same people every time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's very important. Expand your worldview, meet new people, explore new topics, new ideas.
It's fun.
You'll find yourself growing a lot.
Yeah.
But anyways, remember to do your best to stay in the present. Don't think about the past too much. Like, it's kind of fun every once in a while making a playlist about the past, but it just leaves you wanting something that you can't have. And that could be frustrating, and then that frustration turns into kind of like anger or sadness, and you end up sad. So stay in the present. Super important to stay in the present.
And learning how to do that just takes a lot of work and like self-discipline and effort. But a tip that my therapist gave me was whenever I shower, focus on like showering. Like whenever I'm doing something, solely focus on that. Don't play music, don't talk to people. Like focus on the activity you're doing, because you play music to like distract yourself, kind of get you through it. But if you just like stay in the present, you have to like, scrub. But that's a tip. You can try it out.
I like that.
That's interesting.
Nice.
Like, some people are like, I find it crazy you guys drive without music, just in dead silence.
I do that sometimes.
Me
Wait,
It's
too.
what?
nice.
Me too.
Actually?
Just
Yeah.
you don't do it?
It's
No.
nice.
I mean, Kayla.
What?
It's
I
nice.
feel like you might be scared of your own thoughts.
That's true, because like I don't know, you get lost in your thoughts, and music
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
helps you
Oh, yeah.
like get into like scenarios and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
Or just
So-
avoid your thoughts.
Some people get scared too.
I just never thought about not driving with
Without
like
music.
no music. Like it just never
Try it.
occurred to
Do you
me.
practice mindfulness, Kayla?
Yeah.
Have you took time to do nothing but just
She's
sit there
scared of
with
her
yourself?
demons.
She is scared of her demons. She
Stop,
tries to
guys.
drown them out with TikTok.
Well, this break now I have a lot more
TikTok.
time. I have a lot more time to reflect.
It's
Let's go
good.
hit the gym.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I don't have a gym membership.
You don't need to.
$10
Guest
Planet
Pass.
Fitness.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Where's my membership? I could bring you.
Wait,
Yeah.
unlimited
Yeah.
guests?
Yeah, I have the most premium one.
Oh my.
No, I'm not
Damn.
unlimited. It's one, but
Oh, bro.
One
Yeah.
per
You
visit.
just.
one per visit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like driving without music.
Yeah.
I find myself really just liking silence a lot.
Mhm. It's really peaceful.
No, it just it's.
No, I
That
just
was
sit and
so
sigh.
deep.
No, that was really
It
deep.
really
That
was.
was really deep.
My mind is just raging with thoughts.
Mm.
But no, it does help a lot. Actively taking time to just like think about, like, I like tell myself like, what do we want to think about today? And then like I look through my head, I'm like, let's think about this. And so I just sit there driving and think about something. And it like helps. Just not sure how it's helping yet, but I'm sure it is. I think it just helps like realize, like, is there something bothering me at the moment? Is there something that's stressing me out? So usually I leave with some clarity as to how I'm currently feeling. So try some of that. Try doing things without distractions from your thoughts. Stop
No
consuming
music.
media at all times. Yeah,
At all times.
I know.
Yes.
Listening to music, watching something, reading something. Anyways, yeah. But that's it for this episode. What should we ask? Is it hard for you to stay in the present?
That's good.
Is it hard for you to stay in the present? Tell us in the Spotify app. They have a poll if you go to the bottom of the episode, I think. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. You could go to our Instagram at Teenager Therapy, Twitter at Teenager Therapy, like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. Thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.